Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us again for Storytime with the Professor. Now, over the past few months when we've been doing these shows, we've had several visits from our pals, the Parasol Puppets, Peter Allen and Debbie Lutsky Allen. They are wonderful puppeteers, wonderful people, and I think an important part of American puppetry. And they brought us so many wonderful things. Did you see the teeny tiny woman at Halloween time and all the shadow puppet plays that they've brought for us? Well, today we get to see the last part of their nursery rhyme shadow puppet play, and then something special. I don't want to give too much away, so let's see if they're ready. Are you there, Peter Allen?
Hi, Professor. Hi, everybody. Hi, Mom. Peter Allen here from Parasol Puppets again, going to give you the last of the nursery rhymes we have. And they're going to be performed on this shadow puppet stage, special stage that I built just for you. Now, when I go backstage, lights are going to go out, get very dark. Small children will scream for their parents. But don't worry about that, because I'll be backstage. I'll turn on the lights on the shadow puppets, and you'll be able to see them. The sad thing about shadow puppets is you don't really get to see the puppets. You only get to see the shadows that they make. So I'm going to go backstage and do the last nursery rhymes for you, and then have a special treat. I'll see you in just a little bit. Ah! Who was that? Oh, it was me. Don't worry, I'm going to turn on the lights back here at the shadow stage. Oh dear, I forgot to pick the shadow flowers. Well, those flowers remind me of another nursery rhyme that maybe you know. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With cockle shells and silver bells. Oh, thank you very much. And pretty maids all in a row. Maybe you can help me count the flowers when I pick them today. This would be flower number 1 and flower number 2, flower number 3, flower number 4, and finally flower number 5. Now don't forget to remind me about these after this show. Here's a hint about our next nursery rhyme. That's right, it's hey diddle diddle. Here we go. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. And if I were you, cat, I'd get out of the way. Here comes that cow. Hope she makes it. Hope she makes it. Did she make it? She did. Let's give her a big clap. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport. Hardy har har har. Hardy har. Ha ha ha. Hardy har 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 har. And the dish ran away with the spoon. Ooh, let's get out of here real quick. Okay, let's go. Ooh, that was a quick one, wasn't it? Yeah, our next one's a little bit longer, and you might like that a bit better. Here's our next nursery rhyme. And it has some music. Listen carefully. See if you know it. It's about a little girl, and her name is Mary. Did you guess? I thought you would. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, Mary went, Mary went. Everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Oh my goodness, did you see him go? He went right up in the air. Yeah, well, hopefully the next nursery rhyme will be a little bit better than that one. That was kind of crazy. Our next nursery rhyme has music, and I'm sure you'll know exactly which nursery rhyme this is. What a noisy eater. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. There came a big spider and sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. Boo! Oh, that was a scary one, wasn't it? Oh my goodness, better gather our wits for the next nursery rhyme. Our next nursery rhyme has some music. Here it is, listen carefully. Sounds like Twinkle Twinkle, but it's not. Sounds like Baa Baa Black Sheep. And it is. There he is right there. How you doing? Seems like you're doing pretty good. Everybody sings, here we go. Baa Baa Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. 1 for my master and 1 for my dame, and 1 for the little girl who lives down the lane. Okay, Black Sheep, get those bags of wool off the stage. Yeah. Okay, careful. Careful now, careful. Careful, careful! Are you okay? He's okay, don't worry about it. We'll get ready for the next nursery rhyme. And this is our last nursery rhyme. I only do this nursery rhyme for audiences that have been very, very good. And I think you've been good, so I think you get to see it. It's a nursery rhyme that I'll do for you, and you can just watch and listen. It's called Jack Sprat. Jack Sprat could eat no fat. Oh, no fat, no fat. His wife could eat no lean. Oh, no lean. And so between the two, you see, they licked the platter clean. Oh, all gone. Oh, no. Kind of a weird one, wasn't it? Okay, well, I'm going to be heading back out to see you in just a second, so wait right there. I'll see you in a minute. Well, everyone, that's the end of all of our nursery rhymes, but I have a special treat. Maybe you'd like to see back behind the stage and see how we actually do them? You'd like to see that? Okay, I'm going to put these flowers in water. Then I'm going to turn the stage around. I think the professor might have something to fill in that little bit of time that's going to take to set it up so you can see all the secrets. See you in a little bit.
Wow, we're going to get a look backstage at the Shadow Puppet Theater. Isn't that great? In the meantime, I'm going to do a little bit of juggling. I haven't done that yet today to fill the time. Now here's something you need to know. Juggling just takes a lot of practice and a lot of patience. And here's the trick. If you drop one, bang, you pick it back up again. You drop one, bang, you pick it up again. You keep trying, never stop, never give up. And then you can move on to juggling other things, like juggling pins. I like to juggle juggling pins too. Here we go. But it just takes practice. And here's the other thing. People try to get too fancy. Just start with one. All you have to do is start. Throw it from one hand, back to the next, back to the next, back to the next. Practice, practice, practice. All right. It's just like doing puppetry. And our friends at Parasol Puppets know all about that. So let's see if Peter Allen is ready Are you ready?
Hey, welcome back, Professor, and everybody else. Hey, Mom. Welcome backstage. Looks a little different, doesn't it? Yeah. This is actually two stages put together. This stage part right here that you see, that's a regular hand puppet stage. And the shadow puppet stage part is right up back here. See this screen? That's the screen where all the puppets appear. And it's just a piece of cardboard that folds down. The top comes off because it's kind of fancy, the parts with the sun and everything else. And the parts with the flower pots on the bottom, that all stays where it is on the screen. These little marks right here, they show me where I put the flowers. So the flowers go in the flower pots. They're not missing the flower pots at all. And these are the flowers, as you can see. They all go up here. And then the light comes on and shines through. Down here we have the music player that plays the music. And here's the disc player right here. When I hit this button, it should play some music. It sounds like ABCD, but it's not. It sounds like Ba Ba Black Sheep, but it's not. It's really, yeah, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I think you remember that from before. And the speakers for that are over here. And then over here, we have the dimmer switches to turn the lights on and off, and a tray to put everything on, like this. So they're close and easy to get to during the show. I'll turn this light on and you'll be able to see how the light goes on and off. See that? That's how you can see the shadows, because the light gets blocked by the puppet that's up on the screen.
Wow, that's so cool. We never ever get to see backstage. Now, Peter, can you show us about the lights? It's a shadow puppet show. You showed us a little bit about the lights, but you make it all dark, and the lighting is such an important part of it. Can you show us a little bit more about that?
Well, this light over here is controlled over here by a dimmer. So I can turn it up and down to turn it on and off. And there's another dimmer here that turns the lights on at the front back so that it blocks out the screen when I don't want you to see what I'm putting up. You can do lots of different things with the lights. If you're very careful, you could use a candle instead of a light bulb. Or you could use like a desk lamp, like this. That's easy to do too. And I forgot to tell you that this screen is made out of cloth, but you can use a screen that's made out of a piece of paper. That's very easy to do. You could just tape it up on the window. Then you wouldn't even need a light source. You could just put the puppet between the paper and the window, and that would be your stage right there. Or you could go to the 4-quarter store, get yourself a white shower curtain. That works really, really well for this kind of screen too. Anyway, let's talk about the light. So once you've chosen your light, in my case it's a light bulb, you can do different things with it. In the shows that you saw for the Nursery Rhymes, we just left the light on like this all the time. But you can do other weird things with it. For instance, could hold up something like this. It's a plastic fruit bowl. And if you hold it up like this, hey, why don't you run around the other side of the screen and see it, and then I'll show you, okay? Let me know when you're there. Okay, here we go. Watch this. Okay, here comes that red bowl. Tell me when you see something good. Isn't that great? And you can't see my hands at all, but they're right, see, there they are right there. I'm holding up the bowl and moving it around. That is cool. Is that cool or what? And you don't have to use that kind of light. I'll show you. You can use a flashlight like this. Watch what it does with this. Isn't that great? I sure hope it shows up. That's keeping the bowl still and the light moving around. And now that's moving the bowl. cool. Isn't that great? I know, it's great! And here's another thing you could do. Maybe you've got a colander in the kitchen. You could hold that up to the light too. Wonder what it looks like. Ah, we don't have a lot of time. You'll have to try that one at home yourself. Does that answer all your questions, Professor, about lights? I think it should.
Wow. You see, kids, sometimes you think you need a whole lot of money and a whole lot of fancy equipment to make these effects. But as Mr. Peter Allen just showed you, he's using things that he has around the house. He took that bowl to change the color of the light. It's really clever, really inventive. And then there are the puppets themselves, which I love. And they build them themselves. And that's a whole other art form. Can you show us some of your puppets there, Peter Allen?
Well, all the puppets, we make them ourselves, and they're really easy to make. You just need some cardboard, like cardboard from cereal box, and cut it up. It's nice and flat. Sometimes we paint the cardboard black to make it a little bit stronger, but you don't have to. You can just use it that way. All of the puppets for the show are inside a folder like this, and they're inside a folder so that they'll stay as flat as they can. Because if they're all wiggly and they go up against the stage, they won't give a flat, good shadow. They'll give a wiggly, bad shadow. And I should tell you that when I was going through all of these folders with all of the shadow puppets in them, I came across another puppet, but I didn't remember what it was for. It's a mouse, and it was in the folder with Jack Be Nimble. So I had to talk to my son, who learnt this nursery rhyme when he was in daycare. It's from China, he told me. I'm going to put this up. See how I tape it there? This line of tape shows me exactly where the bottom of the screen is. And this nursery rhyme is called Little Mousy Brown. Now quick, run around the other side and I'll show it to you. And then you can come back and I'll show you exactly how I did it. Okay? See you in a bit. So here's the nursery rhyme. Up the tall, tall candlestick went little Mousy Brown, and she got up to the top, and she looked all around, but she couldn't get down. So she shouted for her grandma. Grandma! 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 But her grandma was in town. So she rolled herself into a tight little ball and came tumbling, 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 tumbling all the way down. That's the nursery rhyme about Little Mousy Brown. Now come back and see how I did it. Pretty neat, yeah? Now I'll show you what it looks like from backstage. Up the tall, tall candlestick went little Mousy Brown. She got up to the top and she looked all around, but she couldn't get down. So she shouted for her grandma. Grandma! 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 But her grandma was in town. So she rolled herself into a tight little ball and came tumbling, 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 tumbling all the way down. The end of Little Mousy Brown. You can see the light up there shines down. So when it shines down, it shines the rod that's supporting the puppet down. So when my hand even gets close up like this, you still can't see the shadow of my hand because the light is pushing the shadow down. Now you might be asking about the color, like this candle when it lights. Remember when you lit the candle the first time I did shadow shows? I knew you would. And if not, you can look it up. This flame for the candle, it's really hot. No, it's not. It's really made out of tissue paper to make the colors. And you can do that yourself too. Tissue paper is also available at the 4-quarter store. You know where that is. This just goes up on a straw and it's a little skewer, bamboo skewer that holds that in place. So when you lit it with your hands, it went up like that. When you blew it out, I pulled it down, and it got hidden. And if you're backstage, you can see it, but the people on the other side of the screen, they can't because the light's shining just around this black candle. Also, when we did the show, sometimes the screen changed shape. Do you remember that? That's because we blocked out some of the screen. When we did Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, do you remember all the stars? That's because we had this big piece of cardboard up here. Oh, let me get the candle off. We don't have candles in outer space. We put this up like this, and when the light shone through, it made all those stars and that circle space for the little twinkle star to dance around in. And we have different shapes for that. We have the star one. We have a rectangle, ovally one. Have a square one. And we have just a plain circle one. So it blocks off the screen, makes it smaller, so the puppets look a little bit bigger. Because all of the puppets in this show are very, very small. Now, Professor, do you have any more questions I might be able to answer for you?
Well, I do have lots of questions. So many questions. I could go on and on all day. But we're going to keep things moving along here, and I just really want to thank you and Debbie for being such an important part of our story times here with the National Public Library. Thank you so much for helping us out.
Thank you, Professor, and thanks everybody else for showing up. I'm sure glad you came. I hope I'll be able to visit with you again sometime. Meanwhile, I'm going to take the shadow puppet stage down and try some different kinds of puppets, I think. So, have a great day. See you again. Be safe. Thanks, Professor. Bye, Mom.
Wow, wasn't that a special treat? I am so glad that we have a record of this so that it can inspire future puppeteers for generations to come. And the Parasol Puppets certainly have inspired me. And if you're interested in puppetry, the Parasol Puppets have also been an important part of these organizations, the Puppeteers of America, Unima USA. These are both great organizations to get involved with and learn more about the wonderful art of puppetry. And speaking of, let's see what JJ has for us today. How about it, JJ?
Cat, listen to this. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February, which has 28, and sometimes 29. What did you think of that, Cat? Did you like it? It helps you remember how many days are in each month. Can you say it with me, Cat? Cat, you need to vacuum. Are you going to vacuum the floor? Oh. Cat, 30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February, which has 28 and 29 on leap year. She doesn't want to say it. Yeah, spread the love, everybody. Cat says spread the love.
Thank you, JJ. And guess what? It's time to make a rainbow. So, get a piece of paper, crayons, markers, and sing along. Let's make a rainbow, a rainbow, a rainbow, a beautiful rainbow so high in the sky. Everyone, let's make a beautiful rainbow with favorite colors. Come on, let's try. What color shall we start with, Rainer?
Green?
Green! Green is a marvelous choice. Here we go. Green is a color that's found in a rainbow, a beautiful rainbow so high in the sky. Everyone, let's make a beautiful rainbow with favorite colors. Come on, let's try. How about another color?
How about blue?
How about blue? That sounds good to me. Let's go. Blue is a color that's found in a rainbow, a beautiful rainbow so high in the sky. Everyone, let's make a beautiful rainbow with favorite colors. Come on, let's try. Off to a good start. What's next?
Purple?
Purple? Do I have purple? Oh, yes, I do. It's right here. Purple is a color that's found in a rainbow, a beautiful rainbow so high in the sky. Everyone, let's make a beautiful rainbow with favorite colors. Come on, let's try. 1, 2, 3. How about another one? What do you say?
How about pink?
Oh, pink. Sounds good to me. Let's go pink. Pink is a color that's found in a rainbow, a beautiful rainbow so high in the sky. Everyone, let's make a beautiful rainbow with favorite colors. Come on, let's try 2 more.
Red?
Red. That should go nicely with pink, don't you think? Yes, I do. Red is a color that's found in a rainbow, a beautiful rainbow so high in the sky. Everyone, let's make a beautiful rainbow with favorite colors. Come on, let's try. All right. Well, looks like we just need one more now. What's it gonna be?
Orange?
Orange, yes. Orange is a color that's found in a rainbow, a beautiful rainbow so high in the sky. Everyone, let's make a beautiful rainbow with favorite colors and a whole lot of fun. A beautiful rainbow high in the sky. La 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 la. A beautiful rainbow high in the sky and on our piece of paper. It's so easy to do and so much fun. Well, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? It's so great to have our friends at Parasol Puppets, Peter, Alan, Debbie, Letsky, Alan, joining us and showing us backstage and how they do their shadow puppets. What a treat. And I'd like to thank you all for coming to see us today. I'd like to thank the Nashville Public Library, where I do puppet shows, thanks to this fellow, Tom Tishner, and his puppets. I'd like to thank JJ the Lamb for joining us and Dave Patton for writing that rainbow song, and it's a great day to make new friends. I'd like to thank Miss Rayner, my daughter, for taping me every week. And I'd like to thank you for joining us. And come back and see us again. Bye-bye.